For the last time, will you let go of my scarf?
And fall all the way to earth?
No, you wouldn't fall. You could only go up. You'd go straight back up to heaven.
Of course you would. No angel can go down without a cosmic counter.
Now, what did you say your name was?
Pillows?
Well, Palone. It's not my place to reprimand you, but I don't think it was very ethical of you to sneak out when no one was looking.
Absolutely unheard of.
Yeah, haven't you been up here long enough to know the rules?
But you don't understand. I was taken before my time. I was not prepared to go.
You said you were 99 years old at the time.
But nonetheless, I still thought I had one more year.
Agnes, some mortals are just never satisfied.
You see, it wasn't my fault. I was run over by the chariot, swooping down from the Parthenon. Or was it the Acropolis? Oh, it's been so long ago, I just can't remember it.
Of course you can't. You aren't supposed to remember anything.
Oh, but I do. Not clearly, of course, but I do remember some things.
Where do you say you've been?
Well, that's funny. I remember the chariot, although it must have been a long, long time ago. And I remember holding onto your scarf, and I'm sure there's something in between, but I can't for the life of me recall it.
Agnes, what do you make of it?
Heaven only knows. We were well outside of the pearly gates when I felt him tugging on my scarf.
Hey, he's only got one wing.
Well, then he's not a full-fledged angel, that's for sure.
Well, he was doubtless sent with us for some purpose.
Yes. Well, whatever it is, we are not going to be responsible for him. We have our tasks to do, and they are going to take a great deal of concentration. In fact, let's check our counters and find out who our clients are. Oh, I have Augusta Applegate, an 80-year-old female of Scotch descent who has never been married and has quite a background. She's been on the debate team in high school, never lost a match. Put herself through grad school, got a PhD, and did medical research for 40 years.
Wow, 40 years.
She also has a lucrative portfolio of stocks and bonds. And listen to this. She still has the first dollar she ever earned. Ugh. Says she's headstrong, aggressive, materialistic, and she would leave 2 nieces who could make good use of her money, but that's going to be the difficult part, getting her to see the light. Who do you have, Wilfred?
Oh, let's see. Mine shouldn't be bad at all. Herman Howe, a retired sailor. Says he plays the musical saw. Don't know what that is. And he loves cats. And he's ripe for plucking, age 82.
Only 82? Oh, a mere child. You know, I don't think there's anything more disgusting than overzealous angels. I might perfectly well have survived, you know, if it hadn't been for one of you eager cherubs laying wait for me.
We don't make these tasks, you know.
No, it's up to the cosmic counters. When one's assigned to us and it starts ticking, we know it's time to descend.
Well, I can't imagine what started mine ticking, but I'll wager a drachma it was faulty mechanism.
Well, it's possible some angel was afraid of being stranded. Suppose you revived and the angel was already on Earth. It could be years before you got back to heaven again.
Yes, it's impossible to get back into heaven unless you're accompanied by a recent mortal. That's stipulated most emphatically in our celestial bylaws. Paragraph 6 to be exact.
So if I understand correctly, you angels can't go back to heaven until you've sought out a soul?
Well, unless we can find a substitute soul who's willing to go in his place.
Yeah, it's a perfectly natural cosmic law. It avoids overcrowding that way. You know, I'm not a fan of these descents, especially when it's windy.
Oh, I wish you would let go of my scarf alone.
Oh, no, I can't.
We're supposed to depopulate the earth,
Right.
not total clients down.
But I'm curious to see what's going on down there.
Anyway, Agnes, we can be thankful we'll be working closely together.
Oh, good. Then I can be close to both of you.
See here, we expect you to stay a reasonable distance away. It's not easy to gather up prospective angels. It takes a lot of concentration to penetrate the human spirit.
Oh, I wish I were back in Athens. Nobody here wants me to have fun.
Fun? At your age?
What's the the matter with my age?
Huh, well, your perfect evidence and peace of mind can take years off a mortal's age. Well, no one would think you're over 20.
Well, I never did look my age, and I was notorious for my profile.
Oh, he remembers altogether too much.
Oh, I think I can smell something.
You can smell?
Oh, yeah, I think I can.
Oh, I wish we'd been briefed on what to expect from him.
Yeah, well, have patience, Agnes. We'll be informed all in good time. Oh, we're almost there.
Oh, it won't be long now.
Ow! Ow!
Oh, for heaven's sake, what is the matter, Cologne?
Oh, I'm having intense static vibrations from my stomach. Oh, I think it's from hunger.
Oh, really, Jules, don't get hungry. We have no need to eat.
Yeah, but remember, Agnes, he's not like us.
Oh, there's that odor again.
Oh, what does it smell like?
Oh, as though somebody's burning goat's hides.
Well, you can expect anything from Earth these days.
Oh, Cologne, this is your last chance. To go back, make it easier for Wilfred and me. Just let go.
Oh, absolutely, and finally, no, I wouldn't consider it.
I'm afraid we're just going to have to make the best of them, Agnes.
Oh, can't you two smell that down there?
Of course not.
Oh, well, down there, without doubt, it's the nastiest, vilest, most obnoxious and tongue-raising smell that ever set upon mortals. Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're almost there.
Oh, I don't know what I'm enjoying. It's so much.
Well, you know, we're getting close now.
Oh, that smell's getting closer. Hurry up, Agnes. Can't we go any faster?
Quiet, Cologne. I'm concentrating on Augusta Applegate.
Diana!
Yes, Miss Applegate.
What is that horrible smell? It's no wonder your eyes are always watering.
It's the cabbage. I burned it.
That's the third something or other you burned today, Diana. If you cannot concentrate on your cooking, I will find someone else who can do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Every so often you walk around here like a bloodhound with no more spunk than a turtle.
I'm sorry, Miss Applegate.
Oh. Well, if you can concentrate long enough to make me a cup of tea without burning the water, I would be most grateful.
Yes, ma'am. I'll try to.
With lemon today.
Miss Applegate, I hate to mention this, but Miss Orpha says she thinks you're eating too many chocolates.
Well, no one asked Miss Orpha to think about anything, especially about me.
Well, I think she's concerned about your health.
No doubt. Both of my nieces are concerned with my health.
But, well, you're not so young anymore.
No, I'm not young anymore, but you don't see me walking around here sniveling into a handkerchief all day, do you?
Oh, I can't help it. I've been jilted again.
Oh, you must be setting some kind of world record.
Oh, it's not funny, Miss Applegate.
Don't trip on the table.
And this time, I was so certain. I pressed my wedding dress so many times. It's starting to look like tissue paper. Oh.
Well, Diana, there are worse things in the world than being an old maid, you know.
Oh, I can't think of any. When I think I'll have to go through life being Miss Clump. Oh.
Oh, here you are, Aunt Augusta.
I wish you wouldn't drool all over me, Ruthie.
We weren't drooling, dear. We're just glad to see you.
You saw me yesterday.
You're looking very well, Auntie Augusta.
Oh, too bad, isn't it? Diana, I'll have my tea now. And please open those windows and get that cabbage smell out there. Stinks to high heaven.
Yes, ma'am.
You're eating altogether too much candy, Aunt Augusta.
I have always enjoyed my candy.
Aunt Augusta, Ruthie and I have come to a decision.
Really? Is that some sort of an accomplishment?
We've decided to come and live with you.
You decided what?
To come and live with I know you're going to try to protest it, dear, but that's the least that we can do for you, and we've made up our minds.
I told Mother, it must be terribly lonesome for you all alone in this big house.
That's the way I like it.
It's been so selfish of us not to have come before, Aunt Augusta.
I told Mother, it's the very least we can do for you, Auntie Augusta.
What shall I do with the suitcases in the hallway, Miss Applegate?
Oh, suitcase. Oops, so you've come here bag and baggage,
Oh, I'll
have you?
tend to them, Diana. There's no reason, dear, why you should spend your last few years in loneliness, Aunt Augusta.
I am not lonely. I have never been lonely. And if I were lonely, I certainly would not invite you two to come and live with me.
I can understand you perfectly, Aunt Augusta. After all, my mother was your sister.
I'm well aware of that relationship.
What I mean is, you're like mother in a lot of ways, so I know how you feel about things.
If you knew how I felt, you would hesitate to move into the same city with me, much less the same house.
I almost forgot the lemon.
Oh dear! Oh, what in the world was that?
Oh, Manuel.
Manuel?
I hope it wasn't the antique.
Manuel, who's Manuel?
The cat.
A cat? What is a cat doing in my house? I have never tolerated cats.
Oh, now she'll be angry. Darn that cat.
Don't fret, dear. She really likes our concern for her. Quite frankly, she considers that flattering.
Well, Mother, isn't that the right word for it?
Remember, my dear daughter, what's best for Auntie may be best for us, too.
Do you really think she's going to let us stay here?
Well, it's certainly worth a try.
I don't know if I'm going to like living here, though.
It's your future that we have to think of, Ruthie, and the address here on the main line is exactly what you need to attract the right man. More cultured, more refined,
I thought our apartment in Center City was very nice.
but surely not the place to entertain a better class of people, Ruthie. If you're going to marry a wealthy man, you'll have a much better chance of doing it here.
Yes, Mother.
Aunt Augusta should be able to do this much for us. I know she doesn't care that much for me, but a widow with a small insurance check and a growing daughter doesn't have much choice.
Well, I could get a job.
There's no dignity in working, Ruthie, and I want you to have everything I didn't have.
Yes, Mother.
I hope you appreciate what your mother's trying to do for you. It's not going to be easy living here with Aunt Augusta, but I am willing to make the sacrifice. You ought to be glad you're not your cousin June.
Why, Mother?
Why? Why the girl's going with an ordinary working man? I'm sure your Aunt Leonie doesn't have June's best interests at heart.
I see your point, Mother.
You leave things to me, dear. I have my plans already made.
And just what is a cat named Manuel doing running around my hallways?
Well, at least it wasn't the antique vase. And he usually stays in the kitchen.
Regardless of where he usually stays, what is he doing roaming around my house?
Oh, well, just visiting.
Visiting? I haven't sent out any invitations in the past 27 years, much less one to a cat.
Well, he belongs to Mr. Howe. Oh, he's such a very nice man of about your age who rents a room down the street. And he gets lonesome sometimes, and he comes around to the back door.
And naturally, you encourage him with tidbits.
Well, I get lonesome sometimes too.
Well, send him a bill for $90.
Yeah, well,
Not Manuel, the man who lives down the street.
oh, but it was just the vase you had stuck behind the umbrella stand.
I know perfectly well where it stood and how long it's been standing there.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Want you to eat those rich pastries, Aunt Augusta? I doubt they would even agree with me.
Everything agrees with me, Orpha, except relatives.
I just saw Miss Millie's car drive up.
Oh, the locust pharmacy.
How is Billy? You know, I haven't seen her since she was helping Baxter, recondition and reinvent old razor blades.
What's he inventing now?
I know better than to ask.
And I suppose Millie's been helping him.
Baxter is beyond help.
Hello, Aunt Gus.
There she sits, a vision of absolute loveliness. How are you, Gus?
I smell cabbage. Hi, Aunt Gus. Well, if everyone's through kissing me, I'll have my tea.
Hello, Millie.
What's with all the suitcases in the hallway? Is someone going on a vacation?
Ruthie and I have come to take care of Aunt Augusta.
I am well taken care of on my own, with no help from you, Orpha.
Oh, you certainly are capable, Aunt Gus. It's a shame your nieces couldn't have inherited a little of your brain.
Don't tell me they would prefer that to money.
I would take the money.
Jude, dear.
Well, if I had a choice, let's be honest, if I had a choice between brains or money, I'd take the money.
Don't like her, Aunt Gus. At the present time, she doesn't have either.
Oh, Daddy, that's not the way to talk about your only daughter.
Jude is planning on getting married soon, Aunt Gus.
Oh, that's lovely. You know, I know where she can get a wedding dress very cheap.
Jude, dear, do you plan on marrying Richard?
It's a little early for a formal announcement. We have some things to settle first.
When will Ruthie be getting married, Orpha?
Millie, good marriages take a good long time, and my Ruthie here is going to make a good marriage.
And I suppose you don't think Jude is?
Aunt Orpha, I'll admit to you, Richard may not have been born with a silver spoon in his mouth, probably a shovel in his hand, but I don't care, because maybe one day we'll be rich.
Meaning, you're expecting an inheritance.
Of course not, Aunt Gus.
Baxter, you have been looking for money from me since I was 60 years old.
Which is probably one reason he's never worked.
You can't say that about Baxter, Orpha.
Orpha, inventing is work. Look, Aunt Gus, I've invented a really marvelous little gadget here. It's a golf tee. It senses when the golf swing is offline, and it adjusts the ball trajectory accordingly.
I'm not interested in inventions, Baxter.
I'm afraid no one in this family appreciates Baxter's intelligence.
Yeah, well, I just need a little good luck to go along with it.
Well, you know what, Baxter? You did just fine when you married Millie. You've been living off of her for the past 20 years.
Every time this family gets together, the subject always turns to money.
Well, and Gus and money go together like ham and eggs.
Aunt Gus isn't so stupid as to not know that her money has at least a little influence on all of us.
I do not intend to let my money go anytime soon. And when I do, it will likely go to a worthwhile organization.
I can't think of a more worthwhile organization than the Bromsleys and the Teals.
Aunt Augusta, Ruthie and I aren't looking and waiting for your money.
Of course not. That's why Mother is going to find me a wealthy man. Mother, Richard's coming for me. We're going to look for rings, merely window shopping.
Ruthie, we better get the suitcases out of the hallway, dear. I'm sure Aunt Augusta does not like things cluttered.
I suggest that you do not unpack too much, Orpha. 3 days of you is about all I can take.
3 days.
If my good humor holds out.
Come, Ruthie, we'll just go up to our bedrooms.
Just a moment. I will show you which room you may use, and I expect you to leave everything as you have found it, including the guest towels.
Why, of course, Aunt Augusta, why, of course.
Looks like Orpha and Ruthie are moving in.
You kidding me? Who are they kidding?
Not for long, and Gus knows that Orpha needs her more than she needs Orpha.
But you know what? Aunt Gus doesn't need any of us. We need her more than she needs us.
If only I could sell her on my new invention.
Huh? Oh, you know how hard it is to interest Aunt Gus.
I could just see Aunt Gus's enthusiasm when you show her your super sensor golf tee.
For $50K, I could get them on the market. Bromsley's little super sensor. We would make a bundle on it, Nellie.
That's what you said about your automatic folding chair.
Yes, Baxter, and that took the very last of my savings.
But this is different.
You mean like the mall parking space saver?
That might still be a success someday, June.
It would only take one invention. right?
Exactly.
Yes.
And this is the one, Nellie.
What do you want, Mother to give a demonstration for you?
No, I'll give the demo if she'll ask for the money.
Oh, I simply couldn't do it, Baxter. I've always been afraid of Aunt Gus ever since I was 6 years old and she bit me for pouring ink into her coffee pot.
Well, then I'll have to ask her myself. I'll get it from Aunt Gus if it takes me 5 years of fawning to do it. Your great aunt is a woman, June, and human, at least partially, and she can't resist flattery forever.
I know you detest labor, Baxter, but perhaps you can help Orpha with the suitcases.
Delighted, Aunt Gus.
Is there anything I can do, Aunt Gus? You can help Baxter.
Aunt Gus, it must be wonderful to have an iron constitution like you do.
I have always enjoyed excellent health.
I hope I live to be 80 and relish those pastries the way that you do.
Mr. Richard White for you, Miss June.
Richard, darling.
Sweetheart.
Oh my goodness, I could set my watch to you. Aunt Gus, you remember Richard, don't you?
I have heard his name in passing, yes.
How do you do, Mrs. Applegate?
Dr. Applegate, or, if you must, Miss Applegate.
So.
Auntie Augusta, Mother would like to know if she can move the bed to the other side of the room.
Absolutely not.
But Mother doesn't like beds under the window.
Well, then tell her to sleep on the floor. Wait a minute. I'll tell her myself. I knew this would happen. You invite relatives here, give them an inch, they take a yard.
This has makings of a real family quarrel. Let me get Mother and Dad out of the way. You're coming with me, darling?
No thanks. I don't want to get involved in family arguments.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Ruthie.
How are things at the camp shop?
Just fine, thanks.
I would imagine it's awfully routine.
But it is when you're working for someone else. But one of these days, I'm going to have my own place, and then it'll be totally different.
Huh, and I suppose June will have to help you in the shop.
I certainly hope so, at least in the beginning.
I'm not going to work after I get married.
Well, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
I imagine I'll have servants.
Nice imagination.
Oh, no, I'm serious. Mother says I'm not cut out for an ordinary life.
You know what they say? Mothers know best.
And being wealthy has wonderful advantages.
Well, I can't disagree with you there.
Well, this is the place.
Oh, what weird architecture. Have they done away completely with the sunken bath? Oh, that smell. Oh, I think it's coming from here. Woo! Sheesh.
I wonder where they are.
Oh, not far away, I'm sure.
Oh. Ooh. Do I look okay to introduce myself to her?
Of course you can't introduce yourself. No one can see you.
Oh dear, I hope not.
But who is this gorgeous creature?
I don't know. We are only interested in our clients.
Oh, shit. Oh, I don't know if I should. Oh, yes. I think I will.
What do you think you're doing?
Huh?
You smacked me.
I certainly did not.
I felt it.
You must be mistaken.
Oh, I'm sure I felt something.
Well, it is a little drafty in here.
Hello, would you please keep your hands to yourself?
You know, I noticed he crumbled off the hall rug on the way in. He worries me. I guess he can move things.
Oh, why did we have to be playing with him on this trip?
Oh, such lovely hair she has.
Now, don't tell me you didn't do that.
Do what?
You stroked my hair.
I don't go around stroking people's hair, especially yours.
Why? What's the matter with my hair?
Well, there's nothing wrong with your hair, but if I'm going to stroke anybody's hair, it's going to be June's.
Hello. You better wait outside.
Yes. Go sit on the roof and watch the cars go by.
Cars? What are they?
A certain mechanical madness that mortals seem addicted to.
Yes, we get over a fourth of our business from cars.
Oh, well, there's nothing I like better than playing with a good gadget. I'm going to go have a look.
Oh, come, Wilfred. Let's go see if we can find Augusta.
If you have any doubt about who won the argument, it was Aunt Gus. Only she did compromise. She allowed Aunt Orpha to move the bed 6 inches. And then poor Daddy, it landed when he put it down, it landed right on his toe.
Poor Uncle Baxter.
Mother was just so calm over it all. But right now I have to find hydrogen peroxide for him. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You know, June is really very pretty. She shouldn't have any trouble finding a wealthy man.
But she happens to love me.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Mother says never let love stand in the way of a practical marriage.
Well, I would admit that money is very important in a marriage, but love is far more important.
Oh, love, love, love. All my life I've sought in vain for love. Alas, always a best man, never a groom. Oh, you know, I like you too. Moreover, I think I'm going to make you fall in love. I don't know. Oh, this happens.
Oh, no wonder she won all of those debate matches in high school. Oh, I think I'm going to have to wait until she's in a little more of a receptive mood before I try to tune in on her.
Okay, well, Herman's due over in a few minutes, so I'll just wait for him here.
Oh, I'll never forget that charming girl that I met in Athens. She was 7 feet tall, the largest girl in the whole of Athens. And after the performance, I walked her home and I kissed her goodnight under the pillared veranda. Oh,
What?
Oh, pillared veranda, it's like a front porch.
oh, it was so wonderful. Oh, mwah.
That was no draft, Richard White.
Did you see what belongs in it?
Now what's the matter?
If you think I am the least bit interested in you, you are very much mistaken. I am going to have a big, beautiful house and fabulous clothes, expensive cars. I'm going to have breakfast in bed. I'm going to have dessert in the bed. Woo! I seem to be spinning.
You're telling me.
Oh, I feel so odd.
Now listen here, Ruthie. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like playing these kind of games.
Darling!
Me?
Richie, darling!
Ruthie, you better go lie down or take a walk around the block or something.
I don't know what's come over me. I just fucking feel tingly and in love.
In love? You could never love me. I don't have any money. I can never give you those things you're looking for.
Oh, but none of that matters, Richard, darling. Nothing matters but you.
Oh, I thought I'd never find this hydrogen peroxide. I surely hope Daddy's has managed to survive.
Come on, Ruthie, let's get out of here.
What's going on?
It's hot in here. It's downright suffocating.
Hello? Do you know what you have done?
Well, I was just doing my best to promote angelic harmony. I mean, how can I get my other wing if I...
He hasn't read the bylaws, I guess. I don't think he's read one of them.
Have you read the bylaws, Flo?
What bylaws?
Oh, I thought so.
Under section 5, it states very plainly that angels are not to assist in the attracting of mortals one to another.
Oh, you mean play Cupid?
Exactly. You don't see Agnes and me behaving in an outlandish fashion.
No, but I merely kissed the girl on the cheek.
And it's the same as though you had shot a dart through her upper aorta.
Her heart.
Oh, you mean she's in love with me?
No, she doesn't even know you're around. It's Richard. She happened to be concentrating on him when you kissed her.
You know, Agnes, I'm finding out more about myself. I think I'm going to like it down here.
Keep quiet. Here comes my client. I must endeavor to tune in on her wavelength.
Well, I hope you're satisfied, Orpha, even if it is only for a few days. Don't think that I'll relent and let you stay permanently.
I thought you would be so glad to accompany Aunt Augusta.
I don't think Aunt Augustus is company.
Aunt Gus is the most efficient woman, completely self-reliant.
And completely wealthy, or you would not be buzzing around me like the queen bee.
Auntie, how can you say such things?
We're all very fond of you.
Of course we are, Aunt Gus.
Let me warn you, while you're all brimming over with love for me, that I do not intend to die for quite some time. And you are apt to find that your inheritance is a mere pittance, because I detest relatives who worry about my health and find me efficient.
Now, Aunt Gus, don't excite yourself.
I don't excite, Millie.
She's completely composed, Millie.
And now that you see that I'm still alive and in the peak of condition, you may all go about your business and leave me alone.
I don't think you're nearly so bad as you are. But I do imagine you are tired.
Tired? I've never seen her tired. She seems to have endless energy. You never cease to amaze us, Aunt Gus.
You know, Master, I would find you much more tolerable if you would stop soft-soaping me.
Yes, Aunt Gus.
We better be on our way, Benster. Diana, I would like to get to my tea before it cools off.
Goodbye, Aunt Gus. We'll drop in again soon.
Don't hurry. Goodbye.
Come along, Ruthie. I said come along, dear.
Yes, Mother.
Don't do this tea is tepid. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't keep shouting at me, Agnes.
Well, somebody has to keep tabs on you.
What that is?
I've never seen such a determined jaw.
Oh, but what's that she's eating?
It's some earthly concoction.
Oh, I must simply find her wavelength.
You better turn that off before she blows her fuse.
Well, she's alive with electrical interference.
Yeah.
And she's putting up a lot of resistance.
Well, I can't wait to see Herman.
Or maybe some other angel beat you to him.
Nonsense. There's only one cosmic counter for mortal.
This is good.
I trust you've gotten rid of that animal.
Oh, yes, Mr. Howell is coming for him.
My client.
Tell him to keep that cat in his own home, or I will get the humane department after him.
Oh, Miss Applegate, you couldn't do that. Why, without Mr. Howell, little Manuel would just curl up and die.
Poppycock.
Oh, it's sort of sad and beautiful to see Mr. Howell and his cat walking down the alley. Oh, I don't know what poor little Manuel will do when Mr. Howell is gone. Oh, keep your hands off.
Where is Mr. Howell going?
Oh, he said he has everything ready. He has his best suit pressed and his shoes shined, and he even gets a neck trim once a week.
Is he going to a party or something?
Oh, he's going to a funeral. Oh, and he's only 82 years old.
Oh, fiddlesticks. You don't see me walking around here making preparations for my funeral. But then again, I'm only... Never mind.
Well, all Mr. Howell has is Manuel and his hyacinth bulbs.
Oh, I can see I'm going to enjoy meeting Herman.
Oh, Mr. Howell, do come in.
Oh, Agnes, there he is, just like I pictured him.
Miss Applegate, this is Mr. Howell.
very pleased to meet you, Miss Applegate.
How do you do, Mr. Howell?
Fine, but Miss Pump told me about the broken vase, and I'm very sorry. It's not at all like Manuel.
Well, Mr. Howell, that cat has no business here in my house. There is nothing in this house that could possibly interest a cat.
Oh, I thought he'd taken quite a fancy to Miss Pump.
Oh, you wouldn't know it would be a cat. Oh.
Oh, something ought to be done for that girl. She's far too pretty to be weeping.
Well, Miss Applegate, I believe I owe you $90.
The vase is worth much more than that these days, Mr. Howell, but probably worth more than your cat.
Oh, I'm so excited. I just know our vibrations are corresponding.
Oh, you see? Not a bit of static. How lucky for you, Wilfred.
But my cat, Manuel is his name. He's so gentle. He can walk across piano keys without making a sound.
Well, then I suggest you confine him to your piano.
Yeah, no wonder I have a piano. I play the saws now.
Saws?
Yes, they're quite truthful if played properly. It's on how you bend the saw. I'd be happy to play for you sometime.
Well, I'm thankful Herman won't put up any resistance.
It's a shame to take them. Doesn't your conscience ever bother you?
We aren't bothered with a conscience. That's only a blight that the humans carry around with them.
I'm afraid, Miss Applegate, that all I have right now with me is $72. I can pay you the rest tomorrow.
I'll see that you do.
Oh, I never let a debt go unpaid.
And I never let one go uncollected. I think that's much more admirable.
I'd like to apologize for Manuel.
I never did like cats.
I'm sorry to hear that. I was hoping you'd become attached to him.
Unheard of.
Well, my days are numbered, and I hate to go without knowing that I've provided a suitable home for Manuel.
Doesn't he say the sweetest things, Agnes?
Numbered? How can you tell that?
Do you mind if I said no one it is exactly? I just have a feeling. I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, and now I just feel ready to sail off over the horizon.
Apparently making money has been one of the things you haven't done. If you can't even afford $90 to pay off an honest debt.
Well, during my 40-year career, I ran the best galley in the Navy. And I did make a great deal of money, but I also was paid by the thanks that I received from the crew for preparing very good meals for sailors and officers alike.
If you ever get through to her, Agnes, you'd need a steel drill.
You, a sailor?
Well, yes, well, you know, I just need to mention that tomorrow I'll be receiving a check from my naval pension, and I'll pay you from that. And also in my day, Miss Applegate, I outlived 3 wives and most of my friends. And I'd give $1 million to have any of them back, just to talk to. There's nothing like the warmth of human companionship.
I would prefer the $1 million.
I was afraid of that.
Does your money care what happens to you, Miss Applegate? If you talk to it, does it respond? I can't think of anything colder than a bunch of musty old money in my old age.
What is this money they keep talking about?
It's an earthly method of exchange. You'd be surprised at the things mortals can do for it.
I think you're jealous, Mr. Howell.
No, it's just that I know I can't take it with me. And I'm prepared to go except for providing for my little cat Manuel.
If I had nothing more than a cat to keep me alive, I would have left this life a long time ago. Oh! Oh, what's that? Oh, your cat must have followed you here.
But I don't see Manuel.
But you do see my broken vase, don't you?
Here, kitty.
pay me my $500 for that vase or whatever else you owe me.
$500? Oh, what have you done, Manuel? I'll see you tomorrow.
Hello, you've got to learn to keep your hands to yourself.
He hasn't the slightest idea of angelic behavior.
Oh, can't we put him under a rug?
He isn't like us, Agnes. He'd probably make a bulge.
I wonder if I could lift this table.
Don't do that. Oh, perhaps his good spirits have left him and we're left struggling with his bad ones.
No, don't even say such a thing, Agnes. Just resign yourself, Tillman. Remember, ours is not to judge.
Does your one side with the wing feel any different than the other side without it?
Oh, I can't tell. I feel just good all over.
Well, of course, there's nothing that feels as good as being an angel. And you'll find that out all in good time. Assuming, of course, you want to be an angel.
And it's wonderful to only weigh a quarter of an ounce. No matter what size you are. You would love being an angel.
Yeah, I could sit on Augusta's lap and she wouldn't even know I was there.
Oh, could you, Wilfred? I'd like that.
Well, perhaps I better not. It's not exemplary behavior.
And don't you try it,
Oh,
Plum.
please.
Why don't you crawl under that table up there and go to sleep? I have got to start concentrating on Augusta Applegate, and I'm afraid it's going to take me hours.
Oh, I hope so. I don't see any reason to rush this job.
Come, Wilfred, let's concentrate together.
Well, I just suppose I could wait to take Herman until you got him through the process. Then we could all go back together.
Diana. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to my room. Can you call me at 5, please? Oh, yes, ma'am.
Diana. Oh, now let me see. Oh, yes, Diana. Goddess of the moon and of the hunts and protectress of women. Seems to me I knew a Diana once. I wonder if she's ever been to Athens. Oh, yeah. Oh, what are these?
Manuel?
No, I'm Pillone. Pillone something or other. I can't remember, but it's not important, you know. Oh, what are these as well?
Oh, Miss Applegate?
What?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, excellent. I could count at your age too.
Oh, it could be telling on me after all. 11 men to joke 1 woman is a lot. It could be I'm going to pieces.
Oh, no, don't go to pieces. Oh, you're too pretty to disintegrate, Diana. Oh, really a fascinating name. Oh.
Maybe I need glasses. My eyes have always been a little crossed.
Oh, maybe you're tired. Maybe you want some of this, whatever it's called. Oh, let me pour some of this, whatever it's. Oh. You want some over there? No, what do you want her for? I've got this tea. You know, I'd really join you, only I think the liquids might go straight through me.
Diana Plum, age 35, 696 South Chestnut. Oh, 2 and 2 is 4. 40 days has September. Oh, Jack Spratt could eat no fat and his wife could eat no lean. Oh, I'm still making sense. At least I think I am.
Except maybe the Jack Spratt.
Oh.
Oh.
Miss Applegate!
Oh, Roman goddess of the moon and of the hunt. Oh, I knew I was brought here for a reason. Oh, yes, Diana. Oh, Agnes, oh, this is a wonderful world. Have you ever seen one of these? You put this piece of bread in between these 2 pieces of metal, and after a few seconds, it's thrust up in the air, and it's cooked.
Cologne, do try to realize it's baffling for mortals to see things floating through the air.
But it's not floating, it's in my hands.
Take it away, I'm concentrating.
I'd love to take this to Athens with me. I wondered what old Socrates would. I bet he couldn't explain one of these. And there's other things, you know, you press buttons, and there's music, and there's lights, and there's, toast.
Get it out of here before Augusta sees it.
Oh, are you making contact?
Well, barely, although she did have a restless night last night.
Is that a good sign?
It shows I'm beginning to penetrate.
Or it could be indigestion. You know, I think it's unfair. If she's not prepared to go, you shouldn't insist upon it.
I do not make the rules.
Oh.
Now will you take that object away and stay away from me?
Oh, you haven't got a bit of curiosity.
And you have altogether too much.
Oh, it's really good.
Miss Applegate! Now what's the matter, Diana? The toaster. It just walked past me. Out for a morning stroll, I presume. You mean you didn't see it? No, all I've seen is the stock market report. Miss Applegate, I wonder if I could have the day off. Certainly not. I really think I ought to. What for? Because you're having hallucinations about floating teapots, moving chairs, and toasters going for a stroll? But I saw the toaster, Miss Applegate, even with my glasses on. I really think I should go to the doctor. I feel very run down, awfully run down. Well, if you ask me, Diana, I think you're just trying to get attention. I think you're frustrated. If I wanted to get attention, I would ring bells or something. But all these things that go floating past me, well, nobody wants to be seeing things. Stop talking so ridiculously, and please go to my room and get me my chocolates. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Chocolates. Oh, I know where she left them. I think I know exactly where they are.
Good morning, Agnes. I hope you spent a pleasant evening.
Well, as pleasant as one can on earth. How is Herman this morning?
Oh, such a charming fellow, so congenial. He's getting a neck trim now. It shouldn't be long now. Listen to this.
Oh, I'm going to have to change my penetrative thoughts.
That's a shame. It always takes longer.
Well, I've tried concentrating on her age and the fact that she should be tired. And I've scarcely made her eyelids flutter.
What will you do now?
Well, I think I'm going to concentrate on her money. I'll discourage her about it, and then the rest should be easy.
Well, if it's any comfort to you, I can hold Herman off for a while, and then we can all go back as a foursome.
Aren't you forgetting Cologne?
I wish I could.
Miss Applegate, the chocolates. Oh, where are they? I went to reach for them, and the box moved. Poppycock. You have got to learn to master your mind, Diana. Oh, I wish I could. Yesterday, when I was sitting here, well, it was like a man was waiting on me, and he served me tea. That's ridiculous. And to think I couldn't see him, but I could feel he was there. Oh, and it was the grandest feeling once I got to thinking about it. Well, on second thought, maybe a visit to the doctor might not be a bad idea. I just couldn't help thinking that maybe there was someone out there that was really in love with me. Well, yesterday when you came in here screaming, you didn't seem particularly overjoyed. And then just now with the poster, well, naturally, if things start moving and there's no one else moving them, anybody would be scared. Well, if you don't feel better tomorrow, I suggest that you take the next couple of days off. It might be your thyroid gland. Well, thank you, Miss Applegate, and I promise you that I will not be looking for any 12th man, because I know that one more jilt
could be the death of me.
Oh, Diana, wait for me, wait for me.
Good morning, Aunt Augusta. Did you sleep well, dear?
Yes, I have slept very well, thank you.
Have you had your breakfast, Auntie Augusta?
No, I'm going for my breakfast now.
Oh, Aunt Augusta, I meant to ask you, I've invited a friend of Ruthie's over tomorrow. I hope you don't mind.
And what if I said I did?
Well,
Auntie Augusta doesn't care what happens to us, Mother.
I certainly do, Ruthie, or I would not have let you move in here with me. However, I'm not going to feed your friends.
just wait till you meet him, dear. His mother and I were school acquaintances, and they're very extremely wealthy. Remember, dear, now, and be charming.
I really don't think I can be charming to him, Mother.
Sure you can. We have to be charming to him, dear.
I really don't feel like meeting him.
Of course you can. His name is Robert Hanley. And I've been after his mother now for weeks. And now we certainly have the place to entertain him.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel like meeting him.
Now you mustn't be self-conscious, Ruthie. He might have the money here set up straight, but you certainly have the looks. I wonder where Aunt Augusta is. I'm sure she's in her bedroom counting her money, as she usually is. She won't give a darn away. She's such a curmudgeon anymore. Oh, here she comes. She's all.
I suppose you can cook and keep house, no matter how helpless you look.
I've managed a long time.
Well, Diana has a day off. You can take over for her. She gets $30 a day. I'll take it off your food bill.
Yes, of course.
Good morning, Miss Applegate.
Herman, what are you doing over here?
Miss Crump told me I'd find you here.
She had no business telling you that. I haven't even had my tea yet.
Oh, I can come back later if you like.
Well, now that you're here, state your business, please. I hate having people milling about my library.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
My niece, Mrs. Teal, and her daughter, Ruthie, Mr. Howell.
Delighted to meet you.
Oh, delighted. Come now, Mr. Howell. That's a very elegant word for such a poor man.
But my manners are not poor, Miss Applegate, and I think that's an area in which you might be a bit of a pauper.
Ah. I'm sure Aunt Augusta didn't need to be rude, Mr. Howe. She just believes in being brief.
I don't need anyone to defend me, Orpha, and especially to Mr. Howell, who is indebted to me for 2 broken vases.
Ah, yes, that's what I've come to see you about. And you will find that it's all here. And the $18 I owed you for the first vase and the $500 for the second. And I'll be leaving without, I won't be leaving, I should say, any debts in this world. I'm happy and proud to say that I've paid them all.
Well, you sound as though you're actually looking forward to dying, Mr. Howell.
May I sit again, please?
Maybe we should go.
Maybe we should go.
Yes, find something.
Excuse me, we'll let you 2 lovebirds just...
Excuse me?
Well, I slept badly last night. It's like I was aware of a presence.
Why are you so eager to pass on, Mr. Howell?
Well, you must know, Miss Applegate, I just feel that there's nothing left for me to live for. My 40 years, I made my life better for my fellow sailors with my cooking, and now it's just me.
What about your cat?
Well, Manuel is a good companion and helped sustain me for the past several years, but now I feel a stronger pulling from the other side.
Oh, isn't he sweet, Agnes?
Poppycock, Mr. Howell.
Well, it's just the way I feel, but,
Thank you, Diana.
Will there be anything else, Miss Applegate?
No, nothing else. Be sure to describe to the doctor all of your symptoms, especially about the young man who has been haunting you.
Are you ill, Miss Clark?
Well, that's what I'm gonna find out.
Come along, my dear.
Oh, where do you think you're going?
Oh. I'm going to go with Diana. You know, we're going to go for a chariot ride, or one of those car things that you were talking about. And then afterwards, I think we might go for a little stroll in the park.
You'll get into trouble, Agnes.
Oh, let go of her hand. Oh, Miss Applegate, yes? Do you see anything holding on to my hand?
Of course not.
Oh,
What does it feel like, Miss Clark?
oh, Mr. Howell, I don't expect you to believe me, but it feels like a man.
Oh, come on.
I don't have much hope for the poor girl.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I like Miss Clark. I regret not being able to leave Manuel with her.
Well, not while she's in my employ.
Well, Miss Applegate, having paid my debt, I suppose I should be going, and I hope all goes well with you.
I don't see any reason why it shouldn't.
Well, I just don't want to leave unfriendly.
We hardly have been acquainted long enough to be considered friends.
Oh, some people can become friends just in the passing.
Well, frankly, Mr. Howell, meeting you has been quite a diversion.
Oh, how nice of you to say so. Good day.
You know, I don't think Herman should come over here so often. It seems to stimulate him somehow.
Well, he certainly didn't help me penetrate Augustus' thoughts.
Yeah, well, don't get discouraged, Agnes. We haven't been here very long.
Well, I guess I am a little impatient, but I'd like to get this over with and go home.
Oh, I know how you feel. You know, I better go with Herman, just to make sure he stays in tune.
Diana! Diana! Is that girl?
Did you call Auntie Augusta?
Oh, yes, yes. This tea is lukewarm. Could you heat it up for me? Where is Diana?
She took the day off, but I can warm it for you.
Oh. Yes, she did. I knew that. Oh, well. People a lot younger than I forget things.
Good morning, Aunt Gus. It's a beautiful morning. Or have you not seen it yet?
It doesn't matter if I have or I haven't, June. I am not affected by the weather.
Richard and I came to see you. I hope it's not too early.
How am I expected to work with all these interruptions?
Good morning, Mrs. Applegate.
Dr. Applegate!
I'm so sorry to keep forgetting.
Richard and I are getting married next month, Aunt Gus. Provided a few little things work out.
You see, I'm very much in love with your niece, Miss Applegate. And I intend to make her very happy, or at least I'm going to try.
Well, you know what, sir? I am not the girl's father. I certainly hope you're not asking me for her hand in marriage.
Well, Aunt Gus, he's just enthusiastic. I think he's kind of wonderful myself.
Well, if I'm to offer congratulations, I shall do so. You may have your choice of any of the vases in the back hallway. Or perhaps you would like the umbrella stand. You can't have the antique vases, it's too expensive.
Oh, my vase, just what we need.
Well, you see, we were wondering if maybe perhaps we could...
Let me tell it, darling.
Yeah,
Let me
you
tell
tell
it.
it.
Look up. Richard and I, we'd like to borrow $50,000. I really do.
I might have known.
I really do mean borrow. I wouldn't think in the whole wide world you would just give it to us.
You see, I want to get into my own business, and I need the money to buy the additional equipment.
Richard's a photographer and a really good one. He has a lot of his equipment. He's still going to need more.
And I think I'll be able to pay you back in about 6 months.
I never make loans on new businesses, young man. It's much too risky.
I know there's a risk, but...
I suggest that, a bank. Why don't you try a bank?
Bank, yes, I'm well aware of bank.
You know, Aunt Gus, this was really my idea, and we thought you'd want to help us. And just in case it isn't the big success we hoped it would be, I didn't think you'd be breathing down our necks so soon.
Well, you know what? There is no reason why I should not be entitled to the same rights and privileges as a bank. I do not believe in lending money to relatives, June.
Well, it was just a shot in the dark. Thanks anyway, Aunt Gus.
Yes, thank you, Miss Applegate.
You can give me a
You
vase?
may still have the vase, though. Come, let's pick one out. The umbrella stand is kind of nice, too, though.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Here's your tea, Auntie Augusta.
Oh, just put it down there. Ruthie, I'll be right back.
Hello, Richard, darling.
Good morning.
Have you come to see me?
Now listen here, Ruthie, we're not going to play that same game again, are we?
I'm not playing any games. I never knew how much I cared until you kissed me.
I didn't kiss you.
Have you told June?
Told her what?
About us.
There's nothing to tell about us.
Oh, but there is, darling. I had no idea love could be so beautiful.
Ruthie, what's the matter with you?
I'm sure I don't know, Richard, but kiss me again, you fool.
Richard!
Ruthie. June. Hey, June. I know this must look funny, but I don't know what's the matter with Ruthie.
It doesn't look funny. Not in the least.
June, I know this is funny. I know it's funny, but I can't explain it. It must be my animal magnetism. She can't keep her hands off of me.
Oh! You can't keep her hands off of her.
No. Listen, June.
Yes, what?
Please. There is an explanation for this.
I don't think there's any explanation for this.
But there is, June. Please.
No, there isn't. Here's your first wedding gift.
Oh,
June, listen to me, please.
oh, Richard, darling, come back.
What is wrong with everybody today?
People stalking through my library like they had snowshoes on.
I'm back, Miss Applegate.
So soon?
Well, I didn't go to the doctor.
Well, that's more like it, Diana. I'm glad you're getting hold of yourself.
Well, I guess...
Alone?
What have you done to her?
Oh, we're in love, that's all. It's a spontaneous reaction. Oh, Agnes, she's so sweet, like a delicate fig blossom.
I guess I don't make any sense. But for the first time, I feel so contented. Like some man is really in love with me.
There's only one cure for that, my dear. You'll have to get married.
Oh, I don't think I could do that now, Miss Applegate, because there's no one as considerate and as kind as him.
Him? Him who?
Him.
Oh, don't start that again, Diana. You are in my employ, and being so, I have certain responsibilities toward you. You know that, but him, no.
There's nothing wrong with me, Miss Applegate. I'm just happy.
Me too.
You have no business making that girl fall in love with you, Cologne.
Oh, it's a...
You're just getting everything mixed up. You're getting your celestial wires crossed. You know.
But it's just a beautiful love, Agnes. Oh, and I'm very flattered.
But don't you realize your stay down here isn't permanent?
Ah, but whose is? Anyhow, how do you intend to get me back?
Well, you'll have to hold on to my scarf again and just hope I have enough power to pull you back.
I won't touch your scarf.
But you can't stay down here. You have no business here.
Oh, well, I won't go back. I'll never leave my goddess, Diana.
Oh,
Now what's the matter?
oh, he just put his arm around me with a gentle, kind touch.
Oh, I was quite an athlete, you know. I could throw the discus ever so far.
Diana, to be frank with you, I think you need some serious psychopathic treatment.
Oh, no, Miss Applegate. I don't want any kind of treatment if it will take away this wonderful feeling that I have. Just because I'm happy doesn't mean there's something wrong with me.
Well, that depends on what's making you happy. In your case, there's absolutely nothing to be happy about.
Well, always before with my boyfriends, I had to be the one doing the chasing. Well, I had to open my own doors, I had to pull out my own chairs, and put my coat on all by myself. Oh, but now it's different. I feel like I'm being chased, like some man is really, really in love with me. And if you have never had that feeling, you haven't lived.
Oh, that girl is trying to drive me mad!
This is going to be a wonderful day for you, Ruthie. Imagine my little girl entertaining a millionaire.
Mother, why don't you entertain him? I really won't be able to think of a thing to say.
Charming, my dear. All you have to do is be charming.
Oh, I really don't want to.
What's come over you the last day or so? I should think you would be beside yourself with excitement. I wish I had had a chance at a wealthy dinner.
I'm sure I won't care a thing about him.
The important thing, dear, is that he likes you. Now, there, aren't they pretty?
Yes, Mother.
I'm going upstairs for a few minutes, dear. You sit here and be beautiful and sit up straight.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on, kitty, kitty.
Here,
kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Oh, Manuel, if Mrs. Applegate found you, you're likely to be deferred.
I haven't seen him, Diana.
Oh, he's hasn't been himself lately because he sort of senses that Mr. Howe is going away. Oh, come on, Manuel. Where are you, Manuel? Come on. Oh, thank you, Oscar.
Who are you talking to?
Him.
Hey,
Who? Oscar.
Oscar?
Yes. I used to have an Uncle Oscar. He was my favorite uncle.
oh, to think that someday I will be named Oscar.
I don't know. I don't see anything.
Well, neither do I. But watch this. Oscar, will you please move the saucer closer? It moved. Yes, Oscar moved it.
Diana, you can do magic. You should be on America's Got Talent.
Well, magic, yes, but, oh, come on, Manuel, come to Diana.
Diana, we're expecting a Mr. Hanley any minute now.
Yes, ma'am.
See that the tea things are brought in after a few minutes after he gets here. There's something very special about drinking tea together. Oh, and Diana, use Aunt Augusta's best china.
Ooh, yes, ma'am.
You know, Mother, I really don't want to meet Mr. Hanley.
It's stage fright, dear. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit nervous myself.
No, it isn't that.
Well, the last time I saw Robert Hanley, he was only 12 years old. Quite a homely little fella. But I'm sure he's outgrown it. He's the catch of the season, Ruthie.
Well, why hasn't he been caught before?
His mother said he's very discriminating. He just hasn't found the right girl yet.
Well, I don't want to be the right girl either.
Diana, answer the door. Oh, it must be Robert. I can just see you now in your lovely home, surrounded by all the luxuries money can buy. And of course your mother there, to see that things are run properly, of course. Oh, just be charming, dear, and sit up and be beautiful.
Mr. Hanley is here to see you.
Oh, just look what we let in.
Robert, imagine little Robert Hanley.
How do you do, Mrs. Steele?
Oh, but I'm Mrs. Teal.
Huh? Oh. How do you do, Mrs. Teal? I guess I need my glasses.
What you need is an antenna.
I'm so glad to see you again, Robert.
Shoo.
You're the same dear, sweet little boy. And this is my daughter, Ruthie. You're beside us on the sofa, beside the table.
Thank you.
Oh, I sure do hope you're okay, Robert.
Oh, not at all. I do it all the time. Just a bit awkward.
Oh, it's a bit cold.
This is my daughter, Ruthie, sitting right next to you. I'm sure you're anxious to meet her.
Where is she?
Right here.
Oh, how do you do? Or did I say it already?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I don't have any idea what happened to Diana, but I'm going to be out getting the cheese tray. I'll be right back. You just sit here and get to be very good friends, right next to Ruth.
I hope your cold gets better.
I've had it for years. It's chronic.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm not a well man.
Oh, sorry.
I have ailments that even the specialists can't diagnose.
Oh, how terrible.
Even now, I feel a constriction in my throat.
You do?
Breathing becomes difficult. It's like a strangulation. Am I turning blue?
Not yet.
And sometimes there's a pounding in my head.
Should you be out of bed?
I can feel it now. It's like someone were pounding on it with a sledgehammer. I don't ever remember having an attack this bad.
Should I call a doctor?
It's no use. I'm too far gone.
Maybe if I rubbed your hands, we get back a little circulation.
I haven't had any circulation in years.
You probably don't
That's
have
it.
any blood.
Not since my eyes went bad.
Well, shouldn't you have glasses? Maybe that would help.
I do, only Mother thinks I look better without them. Would you mind?
No, by all means.
Oh, I dropped them.
Oh, where?
I don't know. They've got to be here.
Oh, what's the matter?
Oh. It's nice to have met you, Miss Teal. I'll see you again sometime. Goodbye.
Yeah. The door's straight ahead.
It's time for my medicine. They got just 10 minutes to get home.
Bye.
Oh, terribly sorry.
Don't mention it.
He had to go home. He has trouble with his eyes. He forgot his glasses. Oh,
What's the matter?
I have them.
Oh,
Well, children, where's Robert?
Oh, Robert had to go home to take his medicine, and he forgot his glasses.
Oh, well, that's splendid. Now I'll have to come back. Come on out in the garden with me, Ruthie. I want to tell you all about Robert's family tree. Oh, come on, dear.
Oh, I want to tell you all about Robert's family tree. It's full of sap, just like his.
Hello, can you please go? I need to concentrate on the dust.
I'll go on one condition. Tell me what's in that box.
That's easy. Money, stocks, jewelry, and a piece of her hair that was cut when she was 3. Now please leave so I can concentrate.
Diana, what's the meaning
of this tea tray here? Oh, I don't know, but, Miss Orpha. Well, please take it away. I'm not ready for my tea yet. And could you please bring me some mints? I have a little indigestion. Oh, yes, ma'am. Right away.
Hello, Agnes.
Where's Herman?
Oh, he's in the kitchen. He came after Manuel. His type.
I think I've finally gotten under her skin, Wilford.
Well, how'd you do it? With a chisel?
No, I did it by concentrating on her money.
Well, that's splendid. Herman's perfectly resigned. He's going to make a perfect angel.
Thank you, dear. Now, what's the trouble? Oh, you're always blubbering into that hanky, Diana. Mr. Howell, he came after Manuel. Is that so sad? Yes, he's going to have him fumigated. Fumigated? You know, put to sleep. You mean chloroform? Well, that's Mr. Howell's problem. None of our business. Well, he had to sell a year's supply of cat food to pay for the last vase that Manuel broke. I never heard so much poppycock over a cat, Diana. Oh, it must be awfully good to take out your money every so often and count it. I wish that I could invest in stocks and have them turn into gold mines. I'm not investing this, Diana. It's the strangest thing. Over the past several hours, I've had an urge to give some of it away. Ooh, maybe I ought to call the doctor for you. Oh, never mind. Only, I don't feel at all like myself today.
Did you hear that, Wilford? We might make it a foursome tonight.
I'm very happy for you, Agnes.
I don't know when I've concentrated so hard.
Oh, Diana, could you please bring me 2 envelopes? Yes, ma'am.
I feel an immense satisfaction, Wilford. The static has reduced by at least half.
Yeah, even her voice is softer.
Now that I've changed her mind about money, I shouldn't have any more trouble convincing her she's ready to go.
I don't understand you giving money away all of a sudden, Miss Applegate. Frankly, I don't understand it myself. I just have this urge to give money away. And I suppose Orphan and Millie will appreciate it in their own way.
It's a great satisfaction to know I've broken through.
I'm not used to being so extravagant.
You know, you should be coming through more clearly now.
Yes, I'm expecting chimes.
Well, every little bit helps, I always say.
Well, that's right, Diana. And you know, $50 is nothing to be sneezed at. Could you put these in my room, please, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Come in.
I hope I'm not bothering you, Miss Applegate. Something to see Miss Fong.
Oh, she'll be back in a minute. Sit down if you like, Mr. Howells.
Oh, I'd like to, but I can't. I haven't much time and a lot of last-minute things to attend to.
You know, if they didn't try to leave things in such good order, we could have been out here hours ago.
Well, Mr. Howell, is that Manuel in the basket?
Yes. I thought you'd like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, I don't think I can, Mr. Howell. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, I know how sensitive you are, and Manuel will understand.
Wait just a minute. Mr. Howell, I just might let Diana feed your cat.
That's wonderful.
I'm not alone.
Thank you, Miss Applegate.
It's not
Your
alone.
Manuel's always meant so much to me. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Oh, sit down, Mr. Howell. We'll have a cup of tea.
Well, okay, maybe a quick cup.
Tea, Diana. Right away. Or perhaps you would prefer coffee.
No, Sarah will drink anything. cigar. Well, yeah, I would for a change. That'd be very nice.
Someone gave me one once, a long time ago. I don't remember why, but I'll get it for you.
Oh, Agnes, there's a perfectly remarkable instrument down in the basement. You have this piece of metal and you press it and the whole garment, it goes all smooth and it's so good.
We have no need for a garment presser.
Oh, and down there's another remarkable thing on the wall. You adjust it and it moves the room temperature.
I think you need a thermostat.
Oh, and down there's another remarkable thing. It's circular, and you throw some clothes in there, and somehow there's water gets in it, and it all lathers up. Oh, it's wonderful.
What would that be?
Oh, you must come and see it. It'll only take a minute.
We're not interested in mortal gadgets.
Oh, but you can't pass up anything as magical as this, Wilfred.
Oh, you'd be surprised at the things we can pass up.
It's very disheartening to have to make all these discoveries all by myself.
A true angel is only interested in discovering souls.
But I don't claim to be a true angel.
Oh,
Come on.
we might as well go look, Wilfred. He won't give up until we do.
It's going to feel heavenly to fly again.
Here it is, Mr. Howell. I suppose that they mellow with age.
Oh, a bit strong, but very nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I suppose you miss the sea, Mr. Howell.
Oh, like a bird would miss its wings.
I've had the strangest feelings over the last couple of days.
I hope you're not slipping.
Certainly not. But I'm suddenly hungering for companionship. That's not something that I've had since I stopped working.
Well, you've had many other interests.
Diana should be here, and here she is.
Yeah? Oh.
May I take Manuel to the kitchen, Mr. Howell?
Oh, that'd be great. Yes. Thank you, Miss Coke. Appreciate it.
Diana.
Milk or lemon, Mr. Howell?
Just plain, please.
It's rather cozy drinking tea with someone, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's nice how a tea companion can sort of ignite a spark.
What kind of spark?
You know, Herman, I don't know why you and Augusta shouldn't get together.
Well, to answer your question, I think a spark of life, perhaps.
Really, Mr. Howell? There you go.
Can't reach as far as we used to.
I know, it's the rheumatism, yeah.
Well, you know, I feel that underneath that veneer of yours, you're as sweet and tender as the first hyacinth of spring.
Really, Mr. Howell? I don't know what to say.
I really don't see what objections Agnes and Wilfred could have to them falling in love. It never hurt anyone. Oh, yes.
Exactly. I guess I'll have to tickle you back.
Mr. Howell, what is this, a game?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
I wonder if they could feel my hot breath.
Mr. Howell.
You can call me Herman if you like.
Oh, well, I should think so.
Well, we ought to sit closer together.
Cozy, isn't it?
Herman, I had no idea you were such a handsome person.
I was thinking the same about you, Augusta. I may call you Augusta, I hope.
Well, I can hardly expect you to call me anything else after what you've just done.
What did I do?
You know, kissing me.
Oh, well, I have no objections to kissing. dinner. I have so little time left.
Are you ill?
No, but I'm resigned to going. At least I was.
Herman, what are you thinking? Are you thinking marriage by any chance?
Marriage? Well, I don't know, Augusta. I couldn't afford to support you extravagantly like this.
Well, I have a pension and lots of money in stocks and bonds.
I wouldn't think of touching that. And I only get a pension myself, you know.
But we could live much better on what I've got.
Yes, but I've always been independent and self-reliant, Augusta, and I don't expect my wife to live on my income.
Well, what would you expect me to do with my money?
Well, that's entirely up to you, my dear.
Do you mean that you wouldn't marry me because of my money?
Don't be hasty, Herman.
Did you by chance pull me back down?
Of course not.
Rheumatism again.
If I didn't have investments, Herman,
Our pensions would be enough to keep us comfortable, not extravagantly, but comfortable.
well, would I have to let Diana go? Oh, she would just die. She would curl up and die. And Herman, I am not at all good in the kitchen.
Oh, but I am, I mean. I am, and we live for each other and not for your money. It would make our lives so much happier.
But I've spent 55 years accumulating. You don't just toss money away.
Of course, Augusta. I know it's too much to
Augusta!
ask.
Augusta, how can you resist him? I kissed you, didn't I?
I should be going on
Oh,
Bye, Herman.
oh my goodness.
here. Goodbye.
Oh, I must be losing my grip. Oh.
Hey, Lone, that wasn't very nice of you to expose us to that lunch in that furnace.
What a shock when that monster went up in our faces.
Oh, did it really? I'm sorry, I missed it.
It was all your fault that it went off. You pushed and pulled every button and getting in the basement. Oh.
I don't know why. What's happening now? Oh, she.
Aha! I thought Herman looked unusually pale when he walked out.
Huh?
This shouldn't take long now.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
and I think Augusta looks flushed. I
Oh,
wonder if she's going to go too.
she sounds very robust.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to go and see Wilfred. He might need some help.
Don't you dare help him.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Money, money, money. Well, what in creation do mortals see in money? Why not give it away or bury it or burn it? But for the sake of heaven, get rid of it. And let's get together like our departure.
Microsoft, Amazon, Vanguard IRAs.
You're not going to need any of that. It's not going to do a bit of good. Everything is free up there.
55 years of savings for over $2 million.
Finances. This is like trying to penetrate a bank vault.
Hello? 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 Where are you?
I'm over here, dozing like you told me to.
What have you done with my counter?
Oh, is it missing?
I put it down for 1 second and you snatched it.
Me? What would I want with a cosmic counter?
I have to have it, Balloon. Herman's ready to go and we can't ascend without it.
Perhaps you mislaid it.
Utter stuff and complete nonsense. I knew you pilfered it from me.
Oh, Wilfred, those are harsh words coming from an angel.
Well, they're much harsher words, I'm sure, but I can't remember them now. Herman's sitting over in his garden and he's waiting for me. I need my counter.
Oh, let him wait.
Alone?
Wilfred, where is your counter?
Alone took it and he won't give it back.
Alone, give it back to him. all possible, Palone? I would like to haunt you someday.
Oh, I'd be glad to help you, Agnes.
Oscar,
Oh.
Oscar, are you here?
I'm here, my goddess of the hunt.
Oh, I thought you were in the basement. I've been hearing strange noises down there. What was that? The furnace? The hot water heater? Someone must have turned the hot water heater up too high. Oh!
I know who that somebody was.
Well, at least you can't say that business isn't booming. Wait for me, wait for me.
Oh, what happened in here?
Palone's been taunting me.
Oh, Wilfred started it.
Oh, the very idea. You know what started it, Malone. He's got my counter.
Why don't you give it back to him?
Well, I have some business to attend to.
Well, the counter won't work for you.
It won't work for Wilfred either, as long as I've got it.
Oh, Agnes, Herman's over in his garden waiting for me. We could be in heaven by now. Oh, we're just never going to get back.
Calm down, Wilford. I must say, you're not in a very celestial position.
Well, he's got to stop taunting me.
I promise.
Well, I don't believe you.
Well, haven't you caused Wilford enough trouble? For both of us, that's the same, Batman.
Well, I was only trying to keep the counter away from him.
Yes, I was at a great disadvantage. He kept throwing things in front of me.
Well, he can't hurt you.
Yeah, I know, but it's very distracting. You don't know what I've been through.
What about me? I am getting no cooperation from Augusta at all. She is just wrapped her whole life up in her money.
Exactly. There must be some way to get it away from her.
Oh, that's interesting. That's the first time you've shown any interest in our problem.
Yeah.
Well, it might settle my problem too.
What problems do you have?
Oh, love. I seem to be a natural-born matchmaker. And it didn't seem to work with Augusta.
What didn't work?
Well, I kissed her on the cheek, and she was only half responsive.
Oh, don't ever do that again.
Well, I can't understand it. It worked wonderfully well with Ruthie.
Agnes, make him give it back to me.
What can I do, Wilford? He weighs too much.
Oh, she knows where she keeps her money.
No, celestial bylaws forbid stealing.
Well, it wouldn't be stealing exactly.
That's exactly what it would be.
Well, suppose we merely open the box. It would be simple to get the key.
Unfortunately, money doesn't evaporate.
Where's Augusta now?
Oh, she went to her room. She had a tray sent up.
Did she eat well?
No, but I still didn't get through to her.
I hate to keep poor Herman waiting, but come with me.
Oh my goodness, Diana! Diana, what happened here? Oh, what happened to turmoil? Oh, who's been in here? Oh, not a soul, except for maybe the person that blew up the hot water heater. Well, if I could get my hands on that person, I certainly would make him pay for that hot water heater. Maybe it was Orphan. She's just the type to blow up my hot water heater. Or is she? Certainly she would be guilty about rearranging my furniture. Oh, I must have been in a weak mood to let them move in here with me. Oh, it wasn't Orpha.
Tell her, Diana. Tell her I'm sorry I did it.
It was Oscar, and he's sorry. No, Diana. Don't start on that him again. Yes, ma'am. I mean, no, ma'am.
Hello, Aunt Gus.
Good afternoon, Aunt Gus. You look charming today, may I?
Hi, Aunt Gus. Oh, hello. Do you all have to come in here every day full of kisses and compliments?
We just happen to be in the neighborhood, Aunt Gus.
Always a pleasure to see you, Aunt Gus. Sweets for the sweet.
Oh, is Ruthie here? Well, you might as well know. Orpha and Ruthie are busy planning tactics
They found a man. Yes, so June tells us. You'd think Orpha had struck gold or something.
You mean Aunt Orpha doesn't object?
I thought Orpha was after a wealthy man for Ruthie. I don't believe they have had time to have him properly appraised as yet.
Well, I can tell you right now, his financial status is rather low.
Now, June, let's not be bitter about it. People can't help falling in love, can they, Aunt Gus?
Well, that's one area in which I have absolutely no experience, Baxter.
Well, I'm not bitter. Not in the least. It's just that I was so shocked. I had no idea what was going on.
Well, there's nothing we can do but wish them good luck.
They'll need it with Orpha supervising the household. Richard isn't the only man, dear. Richard, is he the young man who wanted to borrow the money from me?
Money? Oh, money. The key to our money is still here. Oh, there it is. There's the key. I'm going to take it.
$50,000 or something for some kind of store.
A camera shop.
$50,000? You mean he asked Aunt Gus for $50,000?
I asked.
You?
June! How could you, knowing what I have in mind?
But I didn't get the loan.
And what do you have in mind, Baxter?
Me? Oh, nothing. Really, not a thing.
Of course not.
Aunt Gus, what he has in mind is asking you to borrow $50,000.
June, dear, this is not the time for any such proposal.
Baxter, I would hesitate to lend you 50 cents.
It's not for me, Aunt Gus. It's for my super sensor.
It's Baxter's invention, a swing sensor golf tee. Wouldn't the golf club need a sensor too? Why combine them when they're doing all right on their own? Think of the novelty of it.
I think it has possibilities.
I would be happier if it could make people be more sensible. Hello, Orpha.
Well, Orpha, I understand congratulations are in order.
Don't tell me that the word is out already.
When is the wedding?
As a matter of fact, it isn't too definite yet. You might say that there are a few good indications.
I'd say the indications were very good.
I think he's a fine boy.
Splendid and an excellent background, Millie.
Well, tell Ruthie I'm sorry. I acted so childishly.
It was a shock.
A shock for June?
After all, June saw him first.
Oh, I don't believe it, Millie.
But I saw Richard. I've known him for over 8 months.
It doesn't matter, June, how long you've known Richard. What about Robert Hanley?
Robert Hanley?
Who is he?
Well, that's the young fellow that Ruthie plans to, I might go as far as to say, marry.
But what about Richard?
Well, what possible interest could Ruthie have in your fiancé, June? Not that he isn't all right or anything, but why, Ruthie has a future before her.
She didn't kiss him as though she was too concerned about the future.
Ruthie would never do such a thing.
Are you implying that June isn't telling the truth, Orpha?
Well, are you implying that my daughter Ruthie is interested in your daughter's fiancé?
Why don't you both stop implying and ask Ruthie?
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about Richard?
June, dear, has some mistaken idea that you are interested in her fiancé, Richard.
Well, Mother, I thought you knew. I love him.
What? You mean Robert?
No, I mean Richard.
Oh, but Ruthie, you can't do this to Mother. After all that I've told you and guided you with, and
I couldn't help it, Mother. It struck me suddenly like a bolt of lightning. It happened so fast, I couldn't even think about it.
you can't do this to Mother. You just can't do this to Mother.
There's an awful lot of sniveling going on around here lately.
And everything was going just as I planned.
Which reminds me, Orpha, you have no business moving my furniture around.
Furniture? What furniture?
Oh, don't pretend you didn't have this room in complete turmoil a few minutes ago.
Oh, not at all.
And who turns up the thermostat? I suggest that you move out right now while we're still on speaking terms. I will send you a bill when you found a job.
But Auntie, I've given up our apartment already.
You know what? That's not my fault. Now is as good a time as any to pack. Millie and Baxter can help you.
Certainly, Aunt Gus. I'd be glad to.
Oh, I'm sure you would, Baxter. Come along, Ruthie.
In a minute, Mother.
June, you wait down here. We'll be just a few minutes.
Yes, Mother.
Diana?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do with those 2 envelopes I gave you yesterday?
They're in your room. Shall I get them for you?
No, here, I'll get them myself.
June, I hope you're not too mad at me.
Oh, I guess it wouldn't help if I pulled every one of those hairs out of your head.
It was just one of those things.
Oh, I don't want to talk about
Oh,
it.
really?
Mr. Hanley is here to see you, Miss Rosemary.
Oh, tell him I went out on the way. Oh, wait, here are his glasses. Tell him I moved.
I can't see her, but I thought I heard her voice.
Oh, you did. To the right, about 2 feet.
Oh, thank you. That's much better. I can see you plainly now. Good afternoon, Miss Steele.
Good afternoon.
I hope you didn't get my cold.
No, I feel fine.
I'm miserable myself, but Mother thought I'd better come back because I was a little abrupt before.
Well, okay, now, won't you sit down?
Oh, thank you. Oh, I forgot. I'm not supposed to sit down until you do.
Oh, it's fine, really.
Well,
Your glasses on.
these glasses are a little funny sometimes, but I think I am when I'm not, and when I think I'm not, I am. Do you follow me?
Oh, well, sort of.
Well, may I say, after I'm sorry, that your shoulders are much more pleasant to touch than the back of this couch. Oh, I can't move.
What's the matter?
I don't know. It must be a quick paralysis.
Let me help you.
I can't feel a thing. I must be numb. Completely numb. Why, Miss Steele.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, Miss Steele, I really shouldn't consider marriage in my condition.
Oh, I wouldn't either, Mr. Hagley.
Well, Mother says it's on my mind, but she doesn't realize how I suffer. That is she, Ruthie, my beloved.
Mr. Hagley, are you trying to give me your cold?
I don't know what's happened.
Come on, Ruthie.
Well, perhaps you don't know this, Mr. Hagley, but I happen to be in love with you. Bobby, darling.
Ruthie!
Ruthie, again.
How do you do, Mrs. Steele?
Oh, no, it's not Mrs. Teal, Bobby, darling. It's my cousin June.
Oh, thank heavens.
Ruthie, what are you doing? Again, are you playing post office or merely collecting men?
Bobby and I are in love.
Sweetheart.
Oh. Well, what about Richard? Does he know you suddenly changed your plans?
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. But Bobby.
I know I'm having a dizzy spell, but I hear birds singing.
Ruthie!
Mother, Robert and I are going to take a walk in the garden. Aren't we, Bobby, darling?
My blood pressure.
That was Robert Hanley!
No, that was
Bobby,
Oh, the dear child, the dear child!
Oh, what's become of Richard?
I don't know, but if he needs a shoulder to cry on, I'm going to be handy.
Thanks.
All packed, Bertha?
Almost.
is that noise?
Or it's some sort of music.
Vaguely reminiscent of the lyre.
Listen,
Ah, here's your counter, Wilfred.
Oh, and none too soon either.
Diana,
it sounds like a musical song.
Oh, yes. Quaint, isn't it?
Diana. Oh, what are you sniveling about now? What's going on, Diana? Is that
Herman is here,
Yeah.
and he's playing the song for the last time.
Oh.
It sounds like Herman's ready. I guess I should go take him.
Not yet, Wilfred. It won't be long, and I'll be ready with Augusta. Just watch.
Ken.
Could you ask Mr. Howell to come in, please?
Yes, ma'am.
The rest of you may be excused.
We had no intention of staying so long.
Oh, wait a minute, these are for you.
What is it?
It's money.
Money.
Money?
Why, it's how nice of you.
Did you say money?
Yes, money, and you needn't look as though I sprouted wings, Billy. Very thoughtful of me, wasn't it, Baxter?
Very thoughtful of you, Aunt Gus. Thank you.
Well, you think so. You'll think so when Millie opens it. I suppose you already have visions of spending it on some cockeyed invention.
Aunt Augusta, you should have never done this. This is so sweet of you.
Miss Trump asked me to come in, Augusta.
Well, hello, Herman. Good afternoon.
Oh,
Oh, Aunt Augusta, there's so much money in there. You shouldn't have done this.
Oh, come now, that's horrible. I hardly wants that kind of demonstration. But I am glad that you appreciate the amount. I merely felt an uncontrollable urge to give money away.
Hey, Gus! Look, Baxter. Stocks and bonds.
I never heard of so much fuss over a few stocks and bonds.
Hello? You've been in Augusta's investment files.
Just browsing.
Oh, completely overcome, just completely overcome. With all the money, that is. You realize you did give us money.
Yes, I know, I gave you money. Well,
Augusta, does this mean you're really giving it away?
yes. No one in his right mind would give it all away, but I thought it was only supposed to be a small token.
But $50,000?
No, $50.
50? Oh.
Well, how did the rest get in there?
I haven't the slightest idea.
No, Augusta, remember Herman. Herman who loves you and wants to marry you.
I think I should go.
Augusta, will you please respond?
Hey, Gus.
Hey, Gus!
Are you...
Get away from me, you fools! Herman just kissed me.
Oh, for heaven's sake, he's over by the door.
Herman! Get over here! Get over here!
Yes, Augusta.
Herman, my dear, I have never felt this way before.
I feel a little dazed myself.
Oh, well, you can keep the envelopes, dear girls. Just keep it. You find your daughter a rich husband, let him find a new invention. Just take the money.
Augusta, does this mean you'll marry me and live for my pension?
Yes, Herman, I will. For all these years, I've worked in a lab trying to help other people.
Yeah.
Since I've retired, I've only thought about myself. It's time for me to have more to think about, to have a life of sharing. Yes, Herman, I will marry you.
Hey, Gus, should I call the doctor? I mean, just for a routine checkup, of course.
If you don't get away from me, I'll call the doctor for you.
Well, your son is so wonderful. Come with me, Augusta. I want to play my saw for you and show you my hyacinths.
Do you think Aunt Gus is all right?
Very much so.
Oh, won't you be surprised?
Well, I say we better get to the bank right away.
Right, come along, Arthur, we're dropping by there.
Just might get his camera shop after
Well,
all.
I've got my money. Let's go.
Well then, Gus, I kept telling you she was human.
Oh, she's giving her money away, but it doesn't seem to matter. Listen.
And mine too, look. I knew it. Now we're stranded.
Earthbound, the worst thing that can befall an angel.
Oh, I'm enjoying it immensely.
Oh, I can't figure it out. Hello, help when he meddles with my money. Wilfred, you suppose our trip is planned this way?
Well, I guess it's possible, Agnes.
Oh.
Oscar, are you here?
Oh, right beside you, my goddess.
Oh, Oscar, I have a little free time. Would you like to go for a walk?
Oh, walking with you is like walking through the heavenly clouds.
Oh.
And I've had experience of that. Oh, I imagine you'll be here when we get back.
Thanks to your meddling,
Where are you going to stay, Agnes?
I think I'm just gonna stay right here in pace.
Well, I can't taste. I'm just going to sit here.
They'll sit on you there.
Doesn't matter. I can't feel them. They can't feel me.
Imagine being stranded in this earthly confusion.
Well, we could sit on the roof.
We'd get rain on.
Yeah, but we wouldn't feel it.
Oh, no! Oh, Millie, do you think they'll bring her in here? The car must have been going over 60 miles an hour.
I don't think they could move her.
And the car was going so fast, as I said.
Oh, yes. I called to her just as she stepped off the curb, but she seemed to be talking to someone.
Probably herself. She's been doing quite a bit of that lately that I've noticed.
Oh, Diana, there's no hope.
Oh, what a shame. We'll all miss Diana.
The ambulance is on the way. We better go back out. The police are going to be arriving.
What's all the excitement about, I wonder?
I have no idea, but I can bet Cologne has something to do with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, he always does whenever there's a problem.
Here you are.
Where did you expect to find us? We're doomed here for maybe years.
Look, Agnes. Diana's an angel.
Oh, yeah. I have the funniest, floatiest feeling.
Oh, there's no doubt Diana is ready to ascend. Did the car hit you too, Cologne?
Oh, no, I was one step behind. It was a most uncouth-looking chariot car thing. And he came swooping down the avenue, with maybe inadequate brakes and this really reckless driver at the wheel.
It must have been part of the celestial plan, Agnes, for you to take Diana instead of Augusta.
Oh, no, she can't go without me. I want to stay with Diana.
Listen, do you hear someone calling you out there?
Why, yes, I do. Oh, wait for me, Diana. He says it'll only take a minute.
Oh, where is Oscar going and who is he meeting?
Oh, questions. Stop asking questions. We'd better be off before your cosmic counter starts ticking. Once we're in the ether, we'll be all right.
Oh, no, I won't go without him.
He won't seem so important a few minutes from now. You'll see everything in another way.
Yeah, we can't even begin to describe it to you.
It's like nothing you've ever known before. Only this world.
Oh, Diana.
Oh, Oscar! You have your ugly way!
Yep, I'm a fully fledged angel now. See, look. I can't lift the thing.
Oh, how did it happen?
Oh, I owe it all to you, Diana. I guess I just hadn't wanted to be an angel until I met you.
Oh, Oscar.
Not Oscar, Pillone.
Oh, Pillone. Ooh, I have another funny feeling.
things are getting stranger by the minute.
Take my hand.
Yeah, you take mine, Diane. Now, let's all concentrate on ascending, okay? All together now. 1, 2,